Hello Internet, hello fellow modelers. It's Monday morning in the middle of summer. Isn't it fantastic to be alive? Right, I said I'd do another video. I've picked up a couple of new bits and pieces over the last week or so. I've not really, I've been too lazy if I'm honest. I wanted to do this video over the weekend, but I've been out participating in the usual stuff once the weather's nice and warm, so hence why I've not made a video until today. But this lock that I've got here, this locomotive, this electric lock, it's got soundlab chip in it, and it's an OBB electric DCC sound loco, and it's a 1293 with the numbers 018/8. And this particular item number for this lock, it's an OBB Vectrum. It's their Siemens 500th loco, which they've sort of like logoed it up so that it kind of like, it's a bit of a, it's just a bit of a sort of, you know, look, we've done 500 locks sort of thing. It's a bit of dick swinging really, if you ask me, but you know, I mean, it looks cool anyway. The colouring on it and all that looks cool. It stands out really well, to be fair. So and they've actually excelled themselves, Fleischmann, with this as well, because if you look at the top here, you can probably see there's a lot more work on the top of the pantographs than what they normally have. I'm just going to tilt the lock a bit to the side so you can see it. Hopefully you can see all the work on the top. There's quite a lot of green and blue and red on the top of there, and a lot of the grey proper separation parts of the unit on the top. So you can see the double pantographs on the top, which, because it's an Austrian loco, they've got different charger units inside for when it crosses the border, for the different types of electric, so it can run on both German and on Austrian railways. And you're seeing a lot of that in Europe. The Siemens, a lot of the Vectron stuff and some of the other stuff, they're having to have specific sort of like converters inside them. It's not a big deal because it's easy enough this day and age with technology as it is. They're all unit based. These are all like plug and play units inside, which are designed extra. They can add a specific thing to any loco that they want by adding boxes of units and stuff like that, which is modules, which is the same for everything in this life that we live in now. You can add and subtract stuff depending on what sort of cost you want to lay out. And this particular loco, obviously this is the top of the range job, hence why you're seeing everything on it. And Fleischmann have excelled in this, to be fair, which they normally do in their locos. I mean, I've had a few bits of criticism about them over the last couple of months, like the PKP that came out. I had about 6 of them before it actually worked. But to be fair, Quality Control have got this one on board, even though they don't really do QA that much at Fleischmann anymore. They just fire them out. If they're wrong, they just give you your money back or swap it for another lock. But this being a sound loco, it's got lots of functions on it. It's got 22 functions on them. Not that they all work, but the first one on here, which is F0, that's the front lights, which I've just popped on. And then you've got the sound function, which is F1. I'll shut up so you can hear it fire up for a few seconds. I bought this lock from ScogRail. I got it for just over 200 quid. So they're not cheap, these, but you know, I think they're value for money, what they've actually got in them. The item number for this is 739394. They do a non-DCC version, which is 739314. But all my stuff's DCC, so I pretty much got that. I've also bought myself some of the Dura cement wagons that they've got, which recently they brought out with the silo wagon sets that they brought. So these are 848902 are the cement wagons, the Dura ones, which you'll see when I hook it all up. But I'll just go through the sound functions of this lock first so that you can all see what it does. F2 is a long horn and loud. F3 is a shorter horn but not as loud. F4 is, I'm going to turn the main light off here, just let the camera adjust for a second. Right, so it's now refocused back in, just so you can see how the light works. This is full beam on the LEDs at the front, you probably see that. Really good. And then we've got F5 is the coupling with compressor, so you can hear them connecting up the air to it. F6 only works when the actual loco's moving. It's the inertia off and on, so obviously that only works when I'm running the loco. And F7 is a compressor. And F8, you'll probably see the red lights go out the back here, and then one light comes on that side there. Not sure if you can see it in there. Then F9, it's a shunter. Again, it only works when the loco is moving forward. Then F10, F10 turns the volume, mutes everything. And F11 turns off the lights at the front. So if it was that in that direction, if it was coaches or wagons here, it wouldn't reflect the front lights off of it. And that's the same with F12 when it's going the opposite direction. Just turn it round so you can see that, and I'll put F12 on. It just turns the red lights off as well, effectively. Then you've got F13 is a very short horn. And then you've got F14. This is my most abused function on all my Fleischmann. I'm very childish with this, I've got to be honest. So that's general noise. That's a freight train passing. I love it. I'm very, very childish with that, I have to say. And then we've got F15. That's the cabin doors for the train driver. And then we've got warnings.
Störung, Störung, Störung.
Another warning, F17. That's braking. And then we've got an in-cabin alarm. That's when it comes to a signal, when there's a red approaching or something like that. And then we've got brakes, F19. When it's moving and slowing down, it just goes lower or higher, the volume on this. When it's static, it's the same all the time. Then F20, we've got another warning. That's heavy braking. And then we've got F21 and F22. They're just volume increases and decreases, and that's all the sound functions on this loco. But I'm sure you'll agree. You know, there's plenty going on in that, which is what you want when you've paid a few quid like this. So let's just pop this back and pick up the wagons. What I like about this Fleischmann stuff, normally when they work like this, is you can run them really slowly without any interruption to the sound, and the contacts and everything are fantastic. So when they actually, there we go, let's just stop him there, just hook him up. Right then. as you can see, that's the cement wagons. I bought myself 10 of them, the Dura cements. And they look really smart, to be fair. I bought some silos. The number of these again is 848902. You get 2 in a pack. They're around 55 quid or something like that. So like 25 quid a piece. Quite expensive, but they look really smart. I like them. And that's my new OBB. Obviously, I've got the silo wagons that I showed on my last video. If you've not seen it, just have a look at them. And as always, it's just not that sound off, so I can talk a bit better. As always, I've not just done one. Like I picked up another loco from Rails of Sheffield the other day. I don't like buying stuff from these guys because I think they're very expensive and the service is poor. I bought this. They had my money for a day before they even bothered sending it out, and the post had to wait an extra day for it, which I feel is really poor service. Sent them an email and they just wrote back and said, well, we're closed. Well, you're not closed from 9 till 5, so a bit frustrating. I don't like them at all, if I'm honest. Never been a fan of buying stuff from them. It's just that it came up and I made an offer for it and I got it. I think I offered about 105 for it or something like that. It's a DCC lock. It's probably about, it probably cost about 130 when it was first available. But this is the old DR V100, which has been converted to a BR203/4, and you can probably say it's got a little name Clio on the side of it there at the front, and it's a little shunting. It's Voca rail, which I quite like it. I saw it with the Volca rail thing when it came out originally, but it was one of them. I thought it was a bit expensive for what it was when it first came out, but pretty much thought, you know, it was available, so why not? So I picked it up for the price that I got it at. And it's sort of like stands to be a good value, I suppose. But so just let that go through, and then we'll move this back. Might be a good idea if we change the other way. Go and hook it up with some other goods wagons that I've got. You can see these Fleischmann DCC locks are really cool. They juggle along really nice and slowly, providing that you keep them nice and clean, obviously. This is the number for this is 721105. That wasn't originally. I don't think it was a DCC lock originally. I think it was just a normal DC lock, but someone's chipped it. Hence why I didn't mind paying the price for that. Very professional. Look at that. You can see a picture of my my iPad that's running it on my Z21 here. And as you can see, it's just, there's no having to slam in it or anything like that. It's just reversed back nice and slowly, and it's coupled up with the DB intercity cargo freight wagons. I've got about 20 of these. They're really nice. You can pick them up. People are breaking the set. It came in a set originally, but there is a number for them. They're 8370 is the number for those particular wagons that are on the back of here. So you can pick them up still. They are knocking about, and you can pick them up for around 15 quid or something like that second hand. They're about 22 quid when they first came out. I think that you can actually find them in some of the shops around the 18 to 20 quid mark at the moment, which isn't bad value for money when you want to try and knock a load of wagons together. You probably just heard my fridge come on there in the background. Sorry about that. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just summer. It just can't come in every now and again. That's quite loud as well. So we'll call it a day with this video now, because it was just about showing you the OBB really. But at least you've got to see something different, and a few other different wagons as well, which are really nice. I quite like these. Would be nice when they're weathered with a bit of dark wet dirt down the side of them, and obviously along the roofs. But they make good block trains, which is what it's all about really, isn't it? Right guys, and that pretty much concludes my video for the day. And just in the background there you can see one of my weathered steam locos. That's 67052. Here he comes again. fast look at the OBD as it goes through. And that pretty much does it for today. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Appreciate a thumbs up and a like. If you've got any questions about any of the locks that you've seen or any information that you want, just fire it in below. It'd be great to hear your comments, any things that I could do to improve my videos. And hopefully in the not too distant future, I'll be doing a bit of a review on some of the AK pencils that I got recently, the weathering pencils. That'll be my next job, but that'll be probably towards end of summer, probably in back end of August or something like that. I'll knock a video up, or I'll try and knock a video up, because it's really difficult without having to edit stuff, trying to weather things, because it's going to be difficult. If I'm making mistakes or anything, you'll actually see it live rather than it sort of being edited out, because I prefer to do things rather live than edit. And another reason for that is editing's a bit of a pain in the butt for me, because I'm not very technically sort of minded with stuff like that. Wiring locos up and all that stuff, I can do that easy. That's it's easy stuff. It's just that having to get my head around the software that runs that sort of stuff is a little bit more of a challenge for me, especially at my age. But anyway, enough of me gabbing. Have a great week, everybody. Thumbs up, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Try and get to 100 subbies before the end of August. That'll be fantastic. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks. Bye bye.